Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to tell the story of Inglewood rapper Big Y. Big Y was born on December 30th, 1973. He would grow up in Inglewood, California. Early on in his life, while many of Big Y's friends were interested in what was popular at the time, being breakdancing, Big Y wanted to be a rapper, along with having other hobbies like playing basketball and football. But Big Y was always a larger kid in weight, so he decided to end his sports dreams and decided to sharpen up his rap skills. In middle school, Big Y would be around people like Corrupt and Red Rum and his best friend, who taught him how to rap. He would pick up a lot of skills from all three. But growing up in Inglewood, everything wouldn't be easy for Big Y. The streets were deadly growing up in Inglewood, and just having close relationships in the area he grew up in, he would become a part of a gang known as the Crenshaw Mafia Bloods. The Crenshaw Mafia Bloods are a well-known gang in Inglewood, which has been around for over 40 years. The Crenshaw Mafias are allies to several blood gangs and rivals to several Crips. The Crenshaw Mafia Bloods were often mentioned in media in movies like Boys in the Hood, The Wood, Dope, and Straight Outta Compton. So claiming this area wouldn't be no joke for Big Y, and he would go through a lot of things in the streets, like with Crips robbing him by gunpoint, and even him getting chased by Crips and shot at before he was even in high school, and also losing several close friends, which turned him heavy into the streets, and also having a deep hatred for Crips. Growing up, Big Y lived in a single-parent home with a mom that worked a lot, so he got to be outside a lot, and got to see a lot, and be a part of a lot. With seeing Big Y's rapping skills early on, many people from his hood wanted to manage him, and he would start performing and called himself Heavy Duty. Along the years, Big Y would get more into banging and start rapping, until one day, Red Rum would hit Big Y up and tell him about a rap album he was working on called Bangin' on Wax. Red Rum would tell Big Y about the opportunity and said the album would feature several Crips and Bloods from several areas.
I wasn't even too much rapping. We was just gang banging and doing bullshit. And Red Rum called me. I was like, man, we putting this project together called Bangin' on Wax, And I'm like, shit, it's a Blood and Crip album. I'm like, whatever, I'm in, I never cared about for me, it wasn't about the aspects of we finna be talking about being Bloods and being Crips. I looked at it as a doorway to get in what I needed to do, and which was rap. You know what I mean? And, Rum took his time picking the dudes that he wanted to represent the Blood side, because he's a rapper's rapper, you know what I mean? He rap, you know what I mean? So I was glad he chose me, and we just happened to do our thing on it and make a lot of noise with it. And, everybody know the B-side, we kind of ran that album, you know what I mean?
Big Y would join the Bloods group on Bangin' on Wax and took this as a chance to get his name out there. Bangin' on Wax would be a huge success for everyone involved, and it helped start many rap careers from it. After Bangin' on Wax was released in 1993, Big Y would help form the Young Soldiers group, who dropped a self-titled album in 1994. Bangin' on Wax 2 will also drop in 1994, but Big Y would play the back role in this album and focus more on production and letting other artists gain a buzz. With the success of the Young Soldiers, the group would be getting looks from labels like Death Row, and they would have songs on the Murder Was the Case soundtrack. The group would never drop an album on Death Row, but Big Y would say they made several songs and was around major events in Death Row history, like the 1995 Source Awards. He would later be a part of a Damu Riders album called How Deep Is Your Hood. After things didn't work out with Death Row, Big Y got a few jobs, but with him getting fired, him and Sugar Booger then would make a group called The Relatives. They would drop the album Dirty Money, and Big Y would later go to prison. Once he was later released, the group would drop their second album, The Takeover. The Relatives would later have beef with another Inglewood rapper, being Mac 10, and they would drop a diss to him, but they later squashed the beef. The Relatives would later drop 3 more albums from 2005 to 2007, like Money and Respect, Legendary, and Rise to Power. But with several bad deals, they didn't release any more music as a group. After Big Y's music didn't make it big, with bad deals and not enough opportunity, he would fall on hard times. With him putting his all into his music and it not being successful, he would still continue to chase his dream and drop several solo tapes. With realizing how things were going for himself in the industry, Big Y realized he needed to make another move. Big Y would later manage and put together the group Cali Swag District by 2010, which Cali Swag District would later drop their album, The Kickback, which their song Teach Me How to Dougie would go platinum. Cali Swag District would drop several mixtapes along the years, but never had much success again, and 2 members of the 4-man group would die, and the group would end by 2014.
This is my fucking group. This is Cali Swag right here. This is Cali Swag. And I'm like, man, y'all want to be a group? And they was like, fuck it. I'm like, nah, but we gonna make it kind of like how the Pushers is, and bring all y'all friends and bring everybody. Let's turn this motherfucker up. So I started letting them have parties in the studio. What'd I do that for? I didn't know it was gonna be like, man, Young charging $3 at the door. They got a line down Florence because they was always doing the dance. They turned that record on at 10 o'clock at night. That part, they kickback was rocked off of one song to 3 o'clock in the morning, over and over and over again. More people coming, they aiming people, they more girls coming, more people coming. It's like a rave in this little motherfucking studio now. And I'm looking like, we fucking got a hit record. That record just started taking off. We counting the views. Because our whole thing is like, we got to pass Tooted and Booted. One day we looked up, that shit had 1 million views. Right. Yeah, so after a while, you know, the record just taking off more and more. And once they played it on the radio, that was it, man. You know, we ended up doing the deal with Capitol, and the rest is in the history books.
And I'm sure, you know, you get nice residuals off that.
Oh, yeah, we do okay.
Big Y would go back to focusing on his own rap career and handling business in the industry and dropping several songs and collabing with several other rappers and also producing. Big Y will also always be active on social media, showing his boxing routine with him trying to lose weight. But on June 2nd, 2023, Big Y would die from health issues and many people would show respect to him.
Music stuff goes, you feel me? Big Y changed my life single-handedly. He single-handedly changed my life. Like everybody else said, he gave people chances. He believed in people, and I was one of those people. You feel me? You see him on my shirt. You feel me? I'm a rep forever. You feel me? Long live Big Y. You feel me? My nigga, we out here for you, bro. We ain't gonna never let your name die. Straight like that.
Big Y would collab with several rappers and made an impact in many rappers' careers and in rap. R.I.P. to him. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.